Good people, welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. Charles Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, is not ready to give up on the fight against insecurity in Anambra State. He has devised some very important means or important ways of seeing to it that the issue of insecurity is brought to a standstill in Anambra State. We're going to be looking at some of the key decisions that he has made, which will affect the entirety of Anambra State and also those who are operating some, Okada people mostly and tricycle people, especially on Mondays. We're going to be looking at all of these in a jiffy. But before we continue, if not subscribed, please do well hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. And according to the news, Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has declared curfew in 8 local government areas of the state as a result of insecurity occasioned by UGM attacks. Soludo, in a statewide broadcast made on Wednesday evening, enjoined the people of the state to join hands with him to achieve his dream of making Anambra a livable and prosperous homeland. Referring to criminal gangs in the broadcast, Soludo said that the tiny but vicious gangs that have invaded our state and terrorizing us are mostly in 8 local government areas in Anambra State and 3 neighboring local government areas in Imo State. They are in our forests, communities, and houses owned by individuals. They don't come from the air and hence are not unknown gunmen. They are known. You know them, but are either too scared to speak up or out of indifference. But for how long will you be silent while our people continue to be killed in the most cruel and barbaric way? The security agencies will continue to do their part, but we, the people, must proclaim that enough is enough and demonstrate full ownership full ownership. As part of ways to curb the menace, Soludo unveiled more phone numbers to be used by citizens of the state to report suspected cases of crime. According to him, he said, with effect from tomorrow, Thursday, May 26, 2022, a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew is hereby placed on motorcycle, Okadas, tricycle, keke, and scooter buses in Agwata, Ihiala, Ewusigo, Nnewi North, Nnewi South, Ogbaru, Oruma North, and Oruma South local government Until further notice, also motorcycle, keke, and scooter buses are banned from operating in these local governments on Monday until the sit-at-home completely stop. The youths of every community in the zone are hereby enjoined to assist the security agencies in the implementation of this policy and are mandated to seize any such motorcycle or tricycle on the spot. Local vigilantes should report such motorcycle or tricycle keke immediately, and they will be confiscated by the government and the owner prosecuted. Okada, keke, and scooter buses union leaders must take responsibility to report these members who are involved in criminal activities. We shall review these after 2 weeks, and if members of this union continue to be involved in criminal activities, the government will have no choice but to either disband the union and or ban them outrightly in the state. The governor said no part of Anambra State shall be used as camps for criminals, and anyone with a gun in a camp will be considered a criminal in Anambra State, and the government and people will work with security agencies to flush them out. He added that the state government shall also revoke and acquire any land found to be harboring criminals, while every community is required to provide information on any part of their land occupied by these criminals as camps, and if the community fails to do so, the government will take over such land. He said that the same applies to any buildings found to be harboring kidnappers and murderers who have laid siege on the state. Soludo also added that while hotels are to find a way to get the identity of lodgers seeking their accommodation, fuel stations are to install CCTV cameras and keep their records, which will be demanded by security agencies during investigation. Wow, this is a very serious step that Soludo has decided to take. And when a lot of such moves, a lot of such instructions have been dished out, the problem is not just talking about it, but the rate of execution, which for me, I feel that they should set up a committee made up of mostly security personnel who will be enforcers of the curfew, and possibly he should litter the entirety of that eight local government with enough security agents so that they can curb the issues going on. But though we all know that whatever that is happening in southeast, mostly in Anambra State, is more of political. This is strictly assumption, from political permutation here and there. One will say that all of this happening there is, traceable to politics, strictly. But then with the step he has taken, I have seen this step taken in different states in Nigeria. And it wasn't actually in vain. It went an extra mile to, though it couldn't totally exterminate, the activities of criminal, but it kind of reduced it to the barest minimum. The likes of River State Governor did it, the likes of Akwa Ibom State Governor, the likes of Cross State Governor, the likes of so many governors in the southwest also, they employ these particular step, and it solved the problem halfway, you understand. So like now most of those who are involved in that or nefarious activities, most of them make use of scooter buses and Okada and the rest. So now that they have been put under check, such things they will have to devise a new way of doing their thing. And most importantly is the issue of getting ready to bulldoze houses. It happened in River State. We saw what happened. If you are harboring a criminal and you are refusing to talk, and somebody maybe in your neighborhood talks about it, when they come around, the first thing they would do, they would demolish it. And for parents too, I think the people that were mostly affected are those who are, parents, their own houses and all of that. If that kind of force is being exerted, I feel that to some extent it will cure the criminality that is going on in Anambra State precisely. But then also, I think he should look at the issue of creating jobs, because without jobs also there are other hoodlums who want to continue in that trend, and which would not be good for Anambra State people. Thumbs up to him. Charles Soludo, he has done a great one there, but we'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment section. Let's interact. What's your position on what Soludo has said is the newest step to curbing the insecurity in